the Prime Minister's Deputy Chief Press Sec has been accused of recorded audio of sessions with sex workers and taking photos of women working out at the gym or at the supermarket. Now, the story broke on Stuff around 5 this afternoon, and it names Michael Forbes as the staffer. Forbes was appointed acting Deputy Chief Press Secretary to Christopher Luxon in February this year after working as Minister Louise Upson's Press Secretary. Forbes resigned from his position Tuesday evening after the allegations were raised with Ministerial Services and the Prime Minister's Office. The Prime Minister's Office called the allegations serious and concerning. Now, earlier on the panel, we spoke to Associate Professor at Auckland University, Gahan Gunasakara, who gave us a brief idea of how the Crimes Act works in this instance.
The Crimes Act has criminal offences for what's called intimate filming and intimate recording, placing surveillance devices. So if you put a device that will record a conversation between two or more other people, that's illegal. But you can record the conversation that you're involved with somebody, even if you don't tell them you're recording it, that's fine. That's generally okay.
And the latest on this is a statement from Louise Upson's office. The Minister was not aware of any allegations before they were raised with the Prime Minister's office yesterday. Minister Upson has nothing further to add to the Prime Minister's statement on this. So, Maria, there'll be no doubt, it's an evolving story. There'll be a bit of fallout from this?
Yes, well, as we've just been discussing, it's a question of who knew what when, and clearly Paula Penfold's been working on this story for a while, so I don't know. I find it hard to believe this is the first the Prime Minister's office has heard of it. I think the law surrounding this is really interesting, particularly from a journalist's perspective. I mean, the protocol we always got taught was that if you are recording an interview, you have to tell the other person.
What do you make of what Gahan said just there?
Well, that's interesting. I was actually not aware of that. I thought that you were required to tell the other person, but clearly not. And that's just kind of horrifying, and particularly as a female being out there in the world, the idea that someone's recording and photographing you in this way is it's really scary.
Well, that's what the privacy expert said. What do you make of this story as on a political lens, Gahan?
Well, I mean, it's an absolute shocker, isn't it? I mean, these are headlines straight out of the sort of worst excesses of the sort of London tabloids. I mean, for the Prime Minister, I mean, it's just an absolute shocker, isn't it? As Maria said, you get into the who knew what and when game, and that is important, because if it emerges that there were warnings about this guy that they had been told before, then they are in a lot of trouble. We've gotten zero evidence of that so far, and I mean, if they knew yesterday and he's gone today, well, maybe the government has handled this as you would expect. So it will depend on whether there were warnings about this in the past, I think.
Yeah, so the Wellington Police Criminal Investigations District Manager John Van Den Heuvel said, look, it did not meet the threshold for criminal prosecution. The case was filed. He confirmed officers spoke with the individual as part of the police investigations. What's next in this story? What can you anticipate coming out, Dr. Duncan?
Well, I think the next thing will be the desperate attempts by people in the Beehive to insulate the Prime Minister and Upston from this news, and to ensure, particularly because he's a very conservative Prime Minister, he won't want to be associated with any of this at all. Well, he is associated with it now, but he'll have to be distanced from it. And so that question about, really, was it true that the Prime Minister's office only found out at 4 p.m. on the 3rd? That is a critical question, I think, for journalists to be asking and to be inquiring into. So, yes, that political isolation, that is going to be the crucial matter.